Hi, 72 Daystar. I missed making a video last week because I was just getting started with my course. I started a Master's of Science in Applied Psychology at the University of Liverpool. It's an online program, so I won't be moving to the UK, which is probably good. I'm here in South Korea, and one of the things that was noteworthy in the past week was I was reading articles on the OECD does a study where they look at all the countries of the OECD and look at their students. I think they measure students at the age of 15 and see how they're doing in maths, science, and reading. I thought there was a fourth skill. I'm not recalling right now. But the interesting thing is that the Asian countries, many Asian countries, the developed Asian countries anyways, like Japan and Korea, South Korea, and China do very well. China, there's an asterisk there that's worth adding. They only measure Shanghai. But anyway, Shanghai's a big city and has a greater population than some small European countries, so I guess it's still pretty significant. But the odd thing is that you have education people in the West going, oh, well, what are they doing right? What are they doing that we're not doing? Well, what they're doing is that they're getting their kids to study from when they get up until often 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, and then getting up at like 6:30 in the morning and going sleep deprived through their teenage years. That's what they're doing. Do we really want that? There is evidence that that has a correlation with suicide rates among kids. South Korea's students, teenagers especially, are among the unhappiest teenagers in the world. Is it really worth it? Do we really have to undermine what education is about for the sake of our economies? When I first was interested in teaching, well, what was it? I watched the Dead Poets Society, and that, to me, being a teacher was about inspiring people, inspiring kids, and helping them to find out who they were and where they had to go and what their dreams were and how they could actualize those dreams. That, for me, was the ideal of what a teacher is. But what we're getting in the modern age is where a teacher is put in the position of being a brain farmer, trying to cultivate brains for the sake of the economy. It's a very capitalist idea of the teacher's role. And that is just grotesque to me. You know, I never dreamed that education would come to that end where it seems to be abusive. It really is. What right do we have to take young people's lives like that and to try to push them into these avenues where they will make more money for the economy of their country? It's just too nationalistic and too capitalistic. I really find that distasteful. But even in my place of work, I now teach as many courses on how to take a test as I do on how to develop your English communication skills, which you would think if you're an English teacher, that's what you would focus on. But I have half of my class time is teaching how to take English communication tests. I find that, in part it was my choice. And it was offered to me by my boss, and they said, would you like to do this? And I said, yeah, okay, I'll give it a try. But more and more, that's the trend. It's just saddening. I don't know, do I even have a question? What is the goal of education? This is a philosophy of education question. What's really the goal? Is it for the economy? That seems ridiculous. I think if education is to be moral, it has to be for the needs of the individual. And we have to, in order to do that, we have to be able to accommodate that individual. I don't think we have any right to force someone to go to school if it's not for their own good, in some sense. If we're forcing people to do stuff, it better be for their own good. But what is the purpose of education? If anyone wants to entertain that, that would be great. So I don't know, as things go on, how much of this is my time is going to be soaked up in doing coursework. But when I can, I'll try to put something up on my channel here. Anyways, thanks for watching. 72-Day Star out. Out, I said. Fuck.